Everybody, oh shoot. What is this? Everybody in this room has once been, will be, or is a teenager. That word, teenager, brings feelings of revulsion, regret, sometimes even a little bit of fondness. Give me a second here. And you might be feeling, some of you know how it feels like to be a teenager. Some of you are going through this stage right now. And right now you may be asking, what is a teenagerism? Title. Teenagerisms are eccentric, spontaneous changes in behavior. It's where personality, interests, and mannerism changes and where identity is formed. Basically, it's a long story, but to dumb it down, it's basically, I don't know who I am yet, but I'm figuring it out. Great title there. So, let me tell you a personal anecdote. Once upon a time in 9th grade, I was an average student. I did my work, I did what I was told to do, and basically, normal student, except in math. That was kind of sad. But in biology, shout out to Mr. Crew over there, I thought it was just another class that I had to pass. Some more writing stuff down, memorization. But when I actually tried it, and I went home, took a homework packet, and I sat at my computer, and I started doing the questions. I started thinking about this a lot more, and by my 40th Wikipedia article and 3rd video on how bugs move, I realized, wait a second, this stuff is really interesting. And so, that was a teenagerism. It was a spontaneous event where I discovered something that I didn't know I was really interested in. It's a moment of genuine curiosity that changes everything. Some of you may have even experienced teenagerism yourself. Perhaps you join sports clubs where you have no history of sports. Sometimes you're joining clubs where that influence that interest. Especially for me, I joined biology club after biology because I thought it was really cool, and I signed up for a biology Olympiad. I got a 57 on that out of 100, but it was really interesting. I swear, I looked up so many of the questions afterwards. Now, you may be asking yourself, cool, new word. What is that, and where does it come from? Ultimately, teenagerism comes from a variety of factors. Though I call it spontaneous, it's actually backed by science. See that? Biologically, it's when your brain is being pruned, where things are being strengthened in your brain. Unneeded connections, unneeded brain connections and brain cells are being cut out that are unneeded and are not being constantly exercised. When a teenagerism occurs, it's where you pick a path that defines your identity, your thing, the part of your brain that says, hey, let's do this over and over again. Psychologically, world-famous psychologist Erik Erikson once said, this is a point in our lives where we are going through great change. It's where we care most about our personality, our identity, and our brains are thinking, how do I survive the best in the situation? Which leads into evolution. Evolutionarily, innovation and changing ourselves lead to better adaptation in our environment. When we commit to teenagerisms and when it occurs to us, we are getting something that helps us survive, this new interest that helps us become us and helps us adapt to our environment. That's my words there. Look at that, ancient Greek guy. I don't even know what that is. I just looked up a Greek word. Akrasia, which means acting against better judgment through the weakness of the will. This guy, oh, I remember what that is. That is Socrates. He said that if action A is such a good thing to do, why do we sometimes do action B? Some adults, some of you are parents, and you guys know how teenagers are. They're cranky, they're moody, they don't get out of bed, and for my mom, that means you have to get your shoehorn out, the stuff you have to adjust your shoe, and beat you over the head. I wish I had a video of that, but my mom said no. And so That is ultimately acrasia. Teenagers know that they have to get up in the morning, they have to do their schoolwork, and they have to do the right thing. It's drilled through them through repetition and routine. But through acrasia, through the weakness of the will, you tell yourself, wait, I don't want to do that. Let me sleep 5 more minutes. And then you get a shoehorn to your head. But this is where self-discovery happens. When you decide is this the right course of action here? Why can't I do option B over option A, even though option A is the optimal thing to do? And that's where rebellion comes in. The purpose of rebellion is to know who we are, to go against our morals. Like I said before, it's when you look at authority figures and say to the rules they let down, wait a second, why do we have this? Because authority figures dictate our lives. Adults dictate our lives. Parents tell you what to wear, the rules at home, and what you should do. And teachers teach you things that they teach things. And so through that method, we learn what you are not, so we can later decide what we really are. That is rebellion in its essence. We question things through what they teach us. They prompt us to ask, is this the right course of action? Is this what I want? And is this what I should do? And through that comes rebellion. Through doing things doing things you think is right, what you think is right for you, through acrasia. Now, I'm telling you this because I'm not telling you this to tell you to rebel against your parents. No, that's not what I'm saying here. But I'm telling you that technically you are owed nothing. Your teachers, you don't have to listen to anything your teacher says, anything your adults say. But you know that intrinsically that's not true. I'm saying that teachers all they do is teach, and they have no bearing on your lives. And the rules that parents make up, they have nothing. And you owe nothing as you owe nothing as you are owed nothing. But that is not true. You owe to society. You owe to your parents that you do good in school and you get a good job. You owe to your teachers that you do the work, and in return they give you shelter, food, grades, etc., right? And so we have to decide between what we want through our teenagerisms and what they offer us. So, as the central question posed there, what makes us human, even though we're stuck between these two extremes of what we want versus what they want? How do we become human, even though we're structurally designed to be between kids and adults? It's through the death of childhood. There is grief in this process where we're no longer children, but we're not quite adults, where we realize that people aren't gonna look out for us anymore, where our parents get old and the rules get more flexible, where teachers come and go every school year. We realize that people are going to help you, but they're not going to be there forever, and it's up to you to find out what you want to do. And that is the inevitable tragedy of becoming an adult. The adults have to do stagnant things. They have to repeat things in daily life. And well, teachers know you have to teach kids, and sometimes that's not very fun. But we have to do this because we owe other people things. And teenagerism is the exemplary moment where we realized, I want to help people. I want to do things for myself, and I want them to help others as well. And so I leave unto you that we are both the potter and we are the clay. We shape other people as they have shaped us, and we shape ourselves also, because we put fingerprints on other people and they deform under our guidance, our advice, our teachings. And ultimately that people do things, people change, people learn from you, and you learn from them. And so, to anyone struggling with life, suffering is not a virtue, but gold is panned while sweating. And so, when you're struggling to discover yourself, know that you are knowing who you are, and you are learning how it shapes you and other people. And so, I ask of you, when the world stops singing, sing anyways. Sing so other people can feel like they can sing. Thank you.